Straight off the bat, I'm going to be completely transparent with you all. This game. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but it will be completely forgotten about in a week or two. So anyway, Atlas Fallen consists of 22 bronze, 10 silver, 4 gold, and of course that sweet platinum. There's no missable trophies, and expected time to earn the platinum stands at around 25 to 30 hours. So Atlas Fallen begins with you taking control of this avatar looking dude, who you later find out is a god called Niall, or Niall. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's not important. After learning the combat, very poorly may I add, due to my old man reaction speed, we finish the sequence, head to the customization screen, and then begin the game properly.
Oh shit, here we go. Big fat hammer.
After creating our character, we find ourselves being woken up inside the camp. Don't ask me how we got here, I'm sure we were told, but I just wanted to get into the action and wasn't really paying attention. Basically, we're a slave, and we decide that we want to start a revolt within the camp, because that's what main characters do, and who doesn't want to start things off with a ruckus?
Looks nothing like me.
We then meet Captain Morath, who we'll meet again, and we are tasked with chasing down a thief that has stolen something from him, as our punishment for not following orders. I probably should mention, the world is inhabited by wraiths, and I haven't the foggiest why they are roaming the world of Atlas at all.
Doesn't sound like a fucking...
Upon looking for the thief, we hear a voice calling out to us, and then find the gauntlet. The gauntlet is controlled by Niall, who was the avatar looking geezer at the start of the game, and he grants us the ability to fight against the wraiths. After defeating a few wraiths, finding the thief and returning to Captain Morath, we have our gauntlet stolen from us. Morath blames us for bringing a curse back to the camp, referring to the gauntlet. We then find a way to steal it back before being confronted by Morath, where Niall comes up clutch, saving us from being captured again. After a short fight against a massive wraith, learning how to block in the process, we then have a little cutscene where Niall begins to remember who he is/was, because of course, he has amnesia. We then start sand surfing through a cave and across a desert before earning our first trophy, Breakout, for completing the sand sliding path.
You mean a hole? Wait! Trust me.
For the next couple of hours I ran around the world of Atlas Fallen, collecting materials, finding logs both audio and written, fighting more wraiths, destroying heavenly shrines, finding anvils, this game's save and upgrade stations, amongst a whole host of other errands and side quests. And of course, not forgetting the main story, where I had to find upgrades for my gauntlet.
I have waited a long time for this.
After finding all of our first set of upgrades, we unlock the ability to do a second dash in the air, which allows us to get to a new area to get more collectibles. Yay! This is fun! We complete a few more side quests and head to the vendor who has some dyes to sell, and by applying a dye to our armour we earn the trophy, Fashion Victim. Carrying on with the story, we then have to use our newfound second dash ability to make our way to some ruins, where we are collecting yet more upgrade shards. Yes, more of them. While in the ruins we get ambushed by a massive wraith. Let's consider it the game's first real boss. Once defeated we pick up a new weapon and pop the trophy Trinity for obtaining all weapons.
What?
Yep, just 3 weapons in this.
Your arms in...
Now I know what you're thinking. 3 weapons? How can they only add 3 weapons? Well, that's because not enough of you are leaving likes on my videos and subscribing to the channel. Hey, I didn't make the rules, this is just what I've been told. Please don't hurt me. Anyways, the next trophy to pop was the Collector, for collecting 50 sellable artifacts. I felt this trophy was long overdue, as I'd been collecting absolutely everything since the beginning of the game. I then continued with collecting the upgrade shards I needed to progress the story, when the Watcher, this big ass floaty thing in the sky, which I believe was being controlled by the Queen, but maybe not because she didn't turn out too bad, but then if it wasn't her, then why was it even mentioned? I'm confused. Anywho, after dying multiple times at this mini horde style event, I finally managed to survive all of the wraiths thrown at me and earned the trophy, A Taste of Wrath, for defeating the Watcher's fury for the first time. I managed to get my last upgrade shard, upgraded my raise ability, and should have headed towards the sunken city, but instead I decided to fight some more wraiths so that I could upgrade my armour. While fighting, I managed to earn the Shatter Them All trophy for shattering 4 wraiths at the same time, even though I was pretty sure I was only fighting 1. And then, by upgrading my armour 3 times, I earned the trophy Geared Up. After spending all of my tributes, this game's currency, buying everything I could from the vendor, I then searched around for as many tributes as possible to replenish my pockets, when the trophy, Tributes of Caladarius, popped for collecting 10,000 tributes in total. Still doing everything in my power not to continue with the story, I then got trophy number 9, which was Scholar, for collecting 30 pieces of lore. Then shortly after that, I earned the trophy Adventurer for sandsliding a total of 42.195 kilometres. I then thought it was about time to crack on with the story, and had to raise an entrance where I would find Kendra and her knights chilling safely away from all of the wraiths. Here we popped the trophy Finding Alloys for discovering the knights' hideout.
I wouldn't complain. We're lucky enough the passage didn't collapse on us.
I meet a woman called Kendra, who tasks us with looking for her sister who'd gone missing while in search for the gauntlet. You know, the one I'm currently wearing. So we set off towards the sunken city, collecting everything as we go. Upon opening the chest, I earned the trophy Stone Collection for obtaining 25 Essence Stones. We find some information on Valerie's whereabouts, which leads us to another new area, and in agreeing to help the knights in exchange for safe passage, we then earned the trophy Powerful Alloys for gaining the knights' trust. So one thing I don't believe I mentioned is the god, Felos. Basically, Felos bad, Njal good. So while still kinda looking for Valerie, we were all trying to save the main city from wraith attacks. While scooting around this new area and lighting Felos shrines, I found a treasure for following an animal. But it was just lying there. I'll take the trophy. I found it.
We have collected enough ingredients to make something.
So I light all 3 Felos shrines and head back to the main city's gates, where I have to fight this massive wraith called Asura. After surviving the fight on my first attempt, I make my way into the city where I have to help out a few guys with pointless tasks. We are then tasked with getting more upgrade shards yet again. How original.
That wraith was something.
We get the ability shards needed and then we go and meet the Queen. She admits to doing wrong but now wants to help us out, when enter stage left our good friend Captain Morath, who is being controlled by Felos, or at least I think he is, not exactly sure at this point. The Queen helps us escape on a massive flying wraith which is no longer under Felos' control, which drops us off conveniently at Njal's resting place or graveyard, and also coincidentally we find Valerie's dead body.
Please, no.
Then it's back to finding more upgrade shards. Yay! See how repetitive this story has become. While doing so, I get attacked by the Watcher again, and as I'm fighting to survive, I earn the trophy Miner for killing a scatterer with its own mines, even though I don't think I did. So I finish collecting my shards, upgrade my newfound crush ability, which isn't as spectacular as it sounds, and then I'm tasked with crushing the 5 chains that are holding a huge sundial in place. While doing so, I'm constantly getting attacked, and during the one fight, I earn the trophy Essence Blow for using my Shatter ability with a full momentum charge. Once all the chains to the sundial had been crushed, we then made our way over to the sundial, which had fell conveniently into place so I could reach the next area, and was greeted to another boss fight. Upon defeating this boss and making our way to the next area, we earned the trophy Calm Before the Storm for entering the Black Arms. In this new area, we meet back up with Kendra and inform her of her sister's death, before then being tasked with destroying 2 sources of power in order to be able to take on Felos. Upon crushing each source of power came a fight against a massive wraith, and I somehow unlocked the trophy Flawless Victory for killing a colossal wraith without taking damage. So we finally crushed both sources of power, attend Valerie's funeral, I have no idea who fetched a body but I won't question it, and then we head over to fight Felos, who by this point most definitely is controlling Captain Morath. We then earn the trophy To Battle for interrupting Felos' ritual. Then comes the final battle, what we've been collecting all those upgrade shards for. It's finally time to put Felos down once and for all, and if I'm completely honest, this battle was pretty trash. And I managed it first time. No, like legit, first try this time. After defeating Felos, we get the trophy Godslayer for finishing the game, and then we're greeted to a cutscene where blah 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 blah, everybody lived happily ever after. So with the main story finished, I knew I had a lot of cleaning up to do, and to be honest, by this point I was considering if it was even worth it. I persevered, and with my newfound fire I forgot to press record not once, but twice, when earning the trophies Big Bazaar for finding the travelling vendor in 6 locations, and Alchemist for upgrading an Essence Stone to rank 7. So the next 2 trophies I got to pop was Shatterer for shattering 50 enemies, and I would apologise for the quality of the video in this section, but this is how trash the game actually looks when fighting Watchtower Wraiths. Then in the same fight, Clear Skies for destroying all 5 of the Watchtowers in the game. I then completed an errand called Ancient Armour, which gave me my 10th and final piece of armour in the game, and in doing so I earned the trophy Fine Feathers Make Fine Birds. The next trophy I went for required me to upgrade every piece of armour to unlock enough perk points to max out all of the perks, which netted me the trophy All There Is. Then, with the help of a trusty guide, I found a hidden passageway, I use the term hidden very loosely, and got myself the trophy A Queen's Tale for finding the Queen's recorded memories. Now this next trophy I struggled with more than any other, Airborne, for staying in the air for 60 seconds. I'd attempted so many fights where I just couldn't even get close to 30 seconds, and was beginning to think the platinum run was over. Then came the cheese strat. Woohoo! I knew that for some of the later trophies I would need to complete all of the side missions and all of the errands, so I began chunking away at the few I had left, one of which led to another trophy, the Mentor, for finding the prisoner and talking to him.
That must be the imprisoned priest.
You just cut the rations for the prisoner.
I read you were imprisoned. That is what went down in history.
The next trophy came as a bit of a surprise, as I was just doing anything and everything that I hadn't completed yet. I knew this trophy existed, but I hadn't looked up exactly where each shard was hidden, Shard Bearer, for collecting all upgrade shards, even though there was nothing left to upgrade. Next up was Trophy 31, Slayer, for slaying all elite wraiths. As I was now in the home stretch, I knew the remaining trophies left were going to be rather tedious, mainly finding, completing and destroying things that I hadn't done on my initial playthrough. First was Forge Master, for finding all the anvils, and thankfully, because I never played this in co-op, there wasn't a chance for the trophy to bug out. Next up was False God, for destroying all of the heavenly shrines. Then a moment of madness. I forgot to record again. I thought I had to find all of the vantage points, not only 20, for the trophy Summiter. Trophy 35 for me was probably the most tedious of them all. Throughout the game you could buy, find, or be rewarded pieces of a treasure map or full treasure maps. And then using those treasure maps you could find chests which contained a whole array of loot, including cosmetic items, which ties into the last trophy. But for now, trophy all that gold for collecting all treasure maps and discovering their treasure. And finally, the last trophy was for collecting all of the cosmetic items. I actually thought this trophy was bugged because I knew there were 23 cosmetic items and I had 23. What I failed to realise was that 2 of them were bonus items for buying the game, and in footage that I wish I hadn't deleted now, I was going apeshit. On top of that, I realised I'd missed an unmissable quest, and when I finally got the reward for the quest, I also got the trophy Feeling Fancy, and of course the much desired Platinum Trophy.
I hope you will carry.
Thank God. I'm going to bed. Oh, the Platinum. Thank the Lord. Honestly. I'm done. Didn't even bother saving it. Literally. See you later.